November 13, 2025. Guatemala City buzzed with World Cup dreams. The city's heart beat faster as dusk fell, with every street corner alive with anticipation. Cafes and bars overflowed with fans draped in blue and white, their voices echoing through the night, united by hope and nervous excitement. Tonight, Guatemala faced Panama in a must-win Concacaf qualifier, a match that would decide more than just points. It would shape the nation's footballing future. The Estadio Manuel Felipe Carrera, packed with La Furia Azul, was a cauldron of noise despite reduced capacity. Every seat was filled with hope, every flag waved with pride, and the stadium lights seemed to burn brighter than ever before. History favored Guatemala, unbeaten by Panama in World Cup qualifiers, but the visitors arrived in top form, hungry for a win. The air was thick with tension, as both teams knew what was at stake. Panama, led by coach Thomas Christensen, sat second in the group and eyed a crucial victory. Their focus was unwavering, their preparation meticulous, determined to rewrite the narrative. The stakes were clear: win and hope lives, lose and the dream fades. Every supporter in the stadium felt the weight of the moment, their emotions riding on every play. As the whistle blew, every pass and tackle was met with thunderous reaction. The energy was electric, the tension almost tangible, as both teams fought for every inch of the pitch. Guatemala's coach, Luis Fernando Tena, urged his team to harness the home energy, defend fiercely, attack with speed. His voice rang out, a rallying cry to seize the moment and make history. Across the pitch, Panama's strategy was to silence the crowd and control the tempo. Their passing was crisp, their movement coordinated, as they looked to impose their will on the game. The stage was set for a dramatic, high-stakes clash between two proud footballing nations. Every player knew this was more than a game. It was a battle for pride, for legacy, for a place in history. The night promised tension, history, and the kind of football that changes destinies. In Guatemala City, under the bright stadium lights, the world watched as dreams were put to the ultimate test. Panama started strong, unfazed by the hostile crowd, showing confidence from the opening whistle. The energy in the stadium was electric, with Guatemalan fans hoping to unsettle the visitors, but Panama's focus was unwavering. They quickly took control of the tempo, dictating play through Adalberto Carrasquilla's midfield mastery. His vision and composure allowed Panama to keep possession and probe for openings, frustrating the Guatemalan press. Their early dominance paid off at the half-hour mark. Eric Davis whipped in a perfect cross, and Cecilio Waterman coolly finished for 1-0. The move was a testament to Panama's slick passing and attacking intent. The home fans were stunned, their voices momentarily silenced. The stadium, once roaring, fell into a hush as the reality of Panama's lead set in. Panama pressed for a second, and Londoño thought he'd scored, but the offside flag denied him. The Panamanian bench erupted in frustration, but the decision stood. Guatemala clung on, but just before halftime, Waterman struck again, this time with a powerful shot from the edge of the box. His clinical finish doubled Panama's advantage and sent their supporters into celebration. 2 goals down, Guatemala's hopes were fading fast. The players looked shell-shocked, struggling to regroup as the pressure mounted. Panama's clinical attack and composure left the home side reeling. Every Panama move seemed to carry danger, while Guatemala's defense looked increasingly vulnerable. As the halftime whistle blew, El Trébol was filled with anxiety and doubt. The home crowd, so full of hope at kickoff, now faced an uphill battle. Panama's first-half display was a statement of intent, putting them firmly in control. Their unity and belief were clear as they left the pitch, knowing they had taken a huge step toward victory. The pressure was now squarely on Guatemala to respond, with their coach urging them to dig deep and find a way back into the match. Halftime brought a heavy silence to El Trébol. Guatemala trailed 2-0, their World Cup hopes slipping away. Fans who began the night with hope now wore faces of worry and disbelief. In the dressing room, Coach Tena faced a daunting task: reignite belief and find a way back. Panama's midfield dominance and Guatemala's lack of attacking spark were glaring problems. Tena knew bold changes were needed. Sticking to the same plan would mean certain defeat. The players had just 15 minutes to regroup and summon the fight for a comeback. The second half would test Guatemala's character like never before. Their World Cup dream hung by a thread. Coach Tena acted decisively at halftime, bringing on Archimedes Ordóñez and Pedro Altan to inject energy and creativity. The message was clear: Guatemala would not go quietly. Ordóñez's directness and Altan's vision immediately unsettled Panama's defense. The tempo shifted. Guatemala attacked with renewed purpose, and the crowd roared back to life. Panama's coach was forced to adjust. As the match's momentum swung, the substitutes inspired their teammates, raising the level across the pitch. Suddenly, what looked like a routine win for Panama became a tense, unpredictable battle. Tena's bold moves had changed the game's entire dynamic. The comeback was on, and belief surged through the stadium. Guatemala pressed forward, hungry for a lifeline. The stage was set for a dramatic second half. Guatemala's second half surge paid off in the 69th minute. Altan threaded a perfect pass to Ordóñez, who finished with composure, 2-1, and El Trébol erupted. The goal was more than a number. It reignited hope and belief in the stands and on the pitch. Ordóñez's celebration captured the emotion. Guatemala was alive again. Panama, once comfortable, now looked rattled as the home side pressed for an equalizer. Every Guatemalan attack was met with deafening support, every Panamanian touch with whistles. The atmosphere was electric, the momentum fully with the hosts. One goal had transformed the match and the mood. Guatemala pushed forward, sensing a miracle comeback. Just minutes after their first goal, Guatemala thought they'd completed the comeback. Muñoz scored amid chaos, and the stadium exploded. But the flag was up for offside, and celebrations turned to agony. The referee called for VAR, and the stadium held its breath. Seconds felt like hours as replays were scrutinized. Finally, the decision goal stands. The eruption of joy was even greater than before. Guatemala had leveled it, 2-2. Muñoz was mobbed by teammates, a hero in a night of high drama. The VAR twist added another layer to the spectacle. With under 20 minutes left, belief soared. Could Guatemala complete the turnaround? Panama, stunned, now faced a resurgent opponent and a deafening crowd. The match was wide open and anything felt possible. The next goal would decide everything. Riding the wave of momentum, Guatemala pressed for a winner. Ordóñez had a golden chance but missed. In a cruel twist, Panama countered instantly. Substitute Jose Fajardo raced clear, one-on-one with Hagen, and finished coolly in the 78th minute. The stadium fell silent. Guatemala's dream shattered in seconds. Panama's players celebrated wildly, knowing the importance of the goal. From the brink of victory, Guatemala now trailed 3-2. The energy and hope that filled El Trébol evaporated. Football's cruelty was on full display. One missed chance, one counter, and the night turned. Panama had weathered the storm and struck the decisive blow. Guatemala was left to rue what might have been. Panama's dramatic win reshaped Group A. Suriname's earlier victory put them top with 9 points. Panama's 3 points brought them level. Guatemala, stuck on 5 points, now faced a daunting gap to the leaders. The defeat was a crushing blow to their qualification hopes. Panama's win gave them control of their destiny, while Guatemala's path became nearly impossible. The group's focus shifted to the battle between Suriname and Panama for the top spot. Guatemala needed a miracle, win out and hope for help elsewhere. The night's results set up a tense finish to the group stage. Across Concacaf, every match now carried extra weight. The final whistle brought clarity, ending a match that was more than just a contest. but a turning point for two nations with everything on the line. Panama celebrated a historic first qualifier win over Guatemala, a moment that sent their fans into jubilation and marked a new chapter in their footballing story. Their path to the next round is now wide open, with momentum and belief surging through the squad. With 9 points, they control their fate. If they win their remaining games, they will advance without relying on anyone else. Coach Christiansen will urge focus and discipline as Panama eyes a second World Cup appearance, knowing the pressure only grows from here. For Guatemala, the loss leaves them clinging to hope by a thread, their dreams hanging in the balance after a hard-fought campaign. Only a win against Suriname keeps their dream alive, demanding every ounce of determination and unity from the squad. And even then, they need Panama to falter. The odds are long, and the margin for error is gone. But pride and passion remain, fueling the players and fans who refuse to give up on their World Cup dream. Coach Tena must rally his squad for one last fight, inspiring belief that miracles can happen in football. The night at El Trébol will be remembered for its drama, heartbreak, and the raw emotion that only football can deliver. The relentless spirit of both teams was on full display as exhaustion met determination at the final whistle. For Panama, the journey continues. Their focus now shifts to the next challenge, with dreams of making history once again. For Guatemala, only a miracle will do, but as long as there's a chance, they will fight with everything they have. The story of this qualifier is far from over. New chapters await, and hope lingers in every corner of the pitch.